Okay, thank you for taking the time to attend this webinar. I'd like to start with a brief introduction of those, for those who are new to GovReports, about who we are, why we do what we do. GovReports is the complete SBR lodgement portal for business, BAS and tax agents to securely prepare and submit compliance reports to the respective government agency. That's including the Australian Tax Office for all the tax return related and business compliance forms. Then we've got payroll tax to all the states and territory revenue offices, and ASIC financial reports for listed companies. Why we started, from the early days, we hear that taxpayers and tax practitioners' issues in meeting compliance. Not only technology available was not reliable at the time, the process was difficult to follow. We learned that we were in desperate need for a more efficient, cost-effective and more streamlined system to manage their business, personal affairs, from the simplest to the most complicated arrangements. So we developed and released GovReports with an aim to provide secure, flexible data management services with local privately hosted cloud applications. We integrate and map data source to make your workflow process easier. It's a direct end-to-end service available at your fingertips with online access. Features include automatic pre-filling from the ATO and software. As many of you already have used GovReports, the pre-filling from ATO, including, for example, in the activity statements, you would have document ID, you would have PAYG installment amounts, etc. And then we also integrate with software, so you can import data directly from for example, Xero, MYOB, or it could be NetSuite or whatever. And or for those desktop software, it's an upload of backup files. Then you've got electronic record, because it's electronic record keeping. It's easier for you to sort out and or to locate or to source a report that you have lodged or submitted. Other features include instant validations and lodgement receipts. So it means that once you submitted, you know for sure that it's been lodged. In many occasions in the past, we have had clients who come to us and say, look, ATO still, it shows on GovReports that it's been lodged. They got the receipt, the lodgement receipt, but ATO is still indicating that they have not got the lodgement. And having said that, with the lodgement receipt, you can simply just go into and find and locate it, and then send it to the ATO, advising them that this is the lodgement and it's through GovReports. Certainly the lodgement has been there. It's probably sitting somewhere on their system that someone must have misplaced it or something. So it's the fact that it's got lodgement receipts. It means that you can manage yourself and with your reports, your reporting with your clients and with the government departments, the government agencies, a lot easier. Lodgement is also in real time. So when you do the lodgement and if it's through SBR, it means that it takes minutes to be on the database of the ATO. In many cases in the past, we have seen BAS agents lodging PAYG. Within a couple of minutes, it's on the ATO portal, and tax agents can get the details and pre-filling for the individuals to do the tax return for that employee. So it is a lot faster compared to if you were to do it by other means. Then you got of course, there's optional authentication process. Within GovReports, if it's just an emailing process, you can email directly to your clients and get authorization. And for those who have, it's a lot easier as well, because it means that you would have records of all your authorized reports within the system. Of course, there are a lot more features, including save and resume options, which many of you would have. This is one of the major benefits, and of course, the ability to amend and revise lodge reports already, whether it's through GovReports or through the portal or through other systems. Of course, for those that have staff working for you, you can also have more, your staff or your employees attached to the account as a second users and be able to assist you with the preparations of the reports. I know why we changed. I mean, previously when we first released GovReports in 2011, I know this is the familiar, and many of you have grown fond of this. Just like anything, it's just like yourself, I hate the changes, unfortunately. And as we listen to your suggestions and feedback over the years, we understand each and every one of us operate our business in certain ways or differently. We like different things, and it's difficult for us as a service provider to please everyone. Moreover, we wanted to introduce more services into GovReports, and the existing platform does not give us the flexibility to do that. Already we customize your GovReports subscriptions by enabling you to choose what you want, when you want it. Now you can customize also your dashboard. The services are relevant are relevant to you. It is more intuitive, flexible, and give us a lot more space to add a lot more services. We have many add-ons that are on GovReports in the new version, so we'll go through that as when we actually do the live demo. And of course, it's a lot more seamless integrations with other applications, including the CLM, the digital signature, and soon with the integrated account balance, the client updates, and other services as we progressively add them into GovReports. For now, let me go through the demo, the live demo, so you can see how this works, and possibly, if you guys have any questions, just send me a chat so I can go through that. Now let me go through, just making sure. Now I have logged in for a little while, so it might log me out anytime now because I have been inactive. This is the dashboard when you log into GovReports. The change, you would have the menu on your left-hand side, besides Birdsea, which is home, my clients, my users, my lodgement, the functionalities, and the information available on there is exactly as you would have got it from your older versions. The difference is that on this dashboard and throughout these applications, you would see that there is some search options, the search bar, the search field on the top, which means that if you are looking, if you are at the client side, for those who work on client side, you can simply go in, search for your clients, and that would basically take you directly to that client rather than clicking on my client, and it lists out all your clients in front of your other clients, which is not a good thing. Now, it's also a lot faster. So go back to the dashboard. There's a search field, so you can search for that client specifically. You would have, similar to the older version, you would have access to all your saved reports directly from here. So whichever, if you or your staff prepare and draft or save and validate some reports already, you will be able to get access to those directly from the dashboard by clicking, say, on Save Reports. Okay, so I'll just click this to show you that it lists out all the saved reports, and you can go. If it's validated, if the status is validated, then you can simply click. Once you click, you notice that the options for lodge selected or delete the selected is there, so you can select which functions you want to do. If you simply want just to go into it and edit the report, or want to access and view the report itself, click on the selected report that you want to see. You can close the window so you can see the screen a lot bigger. And if you want to print it, basically give you a printed version or a downloaded version. Or if you want to email it to your clients, that's fine. You can also email it. But otherwise, if you want to go through and edit it, then click on the edit option. If you have digital signature and more functionalities that if you have CLM or whatever, you want to generate an invoice or send for signature. With this one, because it's already the status valid processing, that means it already has been sent for digital signature. So there won't be, because it's just the way our process works is that it doesn't allow for sending for digital signature after it has already been sent. unless you go into it and void it. So I'll go back to digital signature after, but I'll go back and make sure that I have gone through everything on the dashboard. So so that's the save reports. The lodge reports, if for example, if you need to get access to the already lodged reports, whether it's to get access to the lodgement receipts or to send to your client a copy of the lodged reports, then you can just simply click on that and go into that specifically. Note, if you click on the lodged reports, for example, I know that this is a testing account and I only have 19 lodged reports in there, but if in some of your, in real case, if you have been using the reports in the past year or so, you would have a lot more. Like I said, the search option is there. So if you're specifically looking for a client in the lodge report, just simply go in and type in your client's name, and that will list out the specific the lodgements, the past lodgement for that specific client only. So it's at least a lot easier for you to search and find the work that you want to work on. And of course, today's lodgement, if you lodge anything today, that would show on today's lodgement. For those that have outstanding reports, it will list it here, an overview or the upcoming next 5 or the overdue statements. Now, because this is a testing account, the ABN, the clients, none of these are real. So because they are not real, and also even though it's a testing account, we also interact with the ATO as well. And because the ABN are not real, there is no upcoming reports, even though there isn't. If I click there, I'll probably get in trouble. So it's basically outstanding reports. If you got these and it shows that you've got outstanding reports, you can click prepare and it will take you straight onto the, for this one, it's an activity statement. It will take you to the reports, inform that it's you have upcoming or overdue. In this case, it's overdue. You can click there and it takes you to activity statements so that you can prepare for that activity statement specifically. Due dates, it just gives you a reminder of what's upcoming, and of course for those that have CLM access or subscribe to CLM, you will have your jobs, all your jobs, the overdue jobs and upcoming jobs or tasks that you have within the system. We do have news and updates, and shortly it will be updated. My apologies, we haven't updated this because there's still so many things that we at the moment we are at about 70% capacity of all the features that we aim to release. So 60-70%. So when basically we have everything updated, these sections will be we're giving you a live feed of the news and also the updates in GovReports services. If you want to have the lodgement reports, bar here, it's up to you. But we do give you that options where you can customize what you see on your dashboard. So, for example, I have removed my user profile. If I want to put it back on, I can. Or if I don't want a lodgement report, which is the stats there, I can remove that, save changes, and that will update on my dashboard very shortly. Once it's updated, now it has been updated, it has removed that lodgement bar. You can move things around and sort things however that it suits your requirements. So it's how you like it to look. With your profile, of course, you've got your pictures on it. You can, it has options for you to upload your pictures or your logo. If you do have a few people in the office, it's nice to have, like this is my screen, do not touch, etc. I like mine that way. So that's basically the dashboard. I'll go through the menu for each of these options. But for now, let me go through some of the settings and when you get started with GovReports. So with settings, sorry, I got a question from Elisa. What are the outstanding reports? One moment. The whole chat. What are the outstanding reports? Where does this information come from? The outstanding reports is basically an additional and optional features. You can have that for, it is an additional service that we provide. It's $11 inclusive of GST per year, and it basically gives you the services. Basically, it's a reminder service. It's basically telling you which of your clients have an upcoming report that's, for example, activity statement is December quarter is due on the 26th of February, and you've got 30 days to start or something like that, and or IAS for this particular client is due in 10 days, etc. So it's optional. Like I said, it's in terms of, if you click on overview. Oh, that's an overview. Okay, this is basically the overview, and it tells you what what reports you haven't done, or if it's the upcoming next 5, or already the overdue. So it's basically how if you click on your dashboard, you can see, okay, what do I have outstanding? You can go through that, or the upcoming next, or already the overdue reports. If you click on settings. Doesn't matter which one you click on, it will give you all the options for all the other settings as well. So account settings, or manage your account with us, your relationship with us. Business settings, once you click on business settings, like I said, it's unless you change your ABN or your business trading name or etc., you can update the details from here. We give, with the new versions, we give you a lot more flexibilities. In the past, a lot of these things, you need to contact us to make the change. Now, even your, to change that, you need to go to the right, top right here, corner here, edit my business, and you can change your ABN or change your company name or whatever. You can also update your telephone, your contact details, if you wish to do that. Profile settings, like I said in the past, if you want to change your profile, that's basically the details that you have, or we identify you as our client. So, for example, my username is demo2@eimpact.com.au. If I want to change that, I can also change that. So change username, click on change username on the top right corner here. Go in and change and then you change the email address to the one that you need to change. Notice that each time that if you do change, it will ask you to confirm your password, so that it's to identify this is the right person making the changes. Like I said, we enable you to do all the changes. The only thing that we won't allow you to do is changing the tax agent's number or the BAS agent's number. This is the reason for this is because we won't allow for a duplicate account within our system. That's to protect our system, and also to protect your identity and your your profile in using products similar to us. It's basically because if people can know your email address, which is a public profile. They might also be able to find out your agent number as well and set up the account. And but OSCE, the details on your OSCE has to match with your business details and your agent number. And this is where our system is differentiated, because we cross-check all the information that you provided to us with various sorts of government agencies. So to ensure that the right person is using the information and set up the account with us. Then that's basically the profile settings. Like I said, you can add your image or logo onto the account, so that basically it's nice when you go into your client site and you show up, you turn up, and then this is my account. It has my picture on it, or it has my logo on it. You can also do that's basically the profile settings. Once you've done the changes, you can save it. And that's it. So now make sure that's basically, like I said, the profile setting is basically how we identify you from GovReports, and how we contact you as well. Now, user access settings. This is for your your staff member. If you have additional staff working for you and you want them to have access to GovReports, you can also manage their profile from here, or their account under you from here as well. I prefer to change. I prefer to do user access settings for my users rather than from here, because usually it's like on the airplane. They say that you look after yourself first before you look after someone else. So it's basically until I got all my settings done correctly, then I'll probably go back to my user settings. But that's entirely up to you as well. I'll go back to user settings later, but I'll go to the email settings. Now, late last year, we released this feature. In the past, if you send all of the lodgement receipts, that when you do the lodgement, we give you an option to send lodgement receipts to you, so that you then can forward to your client. And that's basically what we classify as incoming emails. And to change that, and to change the outgoing email, which is outgoing emails, emails that like basic lodgement receipts or draft reports that you want to send to your clients from GovReports, it can be sent also from your email. And to do the settings or to configure that, click on Edit Email Settings on the top right corner right here. And that will enable you to go into each of the fields and put in the nominated email address that you want to use for each of the options. So for incoming email, like I said, it's basically for lodgement receipts. Outgoing email is when you're sending lodgement receipts or reports or whatever from GovReports to external parties, or yourself even. You can set that as well. For now, I won't do the settings. I've got a message, also a question from Therese. Does this apply per user or as an overall GovReport setting? It is the setup is tenanted. So what it means is the main account holder will be able to set this. So if you, the principal account holder, you do these settings. So if, for example, you notice that when the profile setting, I got demo2@govreports.com.au or at eimpact.com.au. With incoming emails, I want it coming from info so that I can classify better. For outgoing emails, I also want it from info@govreports as well. So I can nominate the emails that I want, but the settings can only be done by the principal account holder. So from the main account. So if you got staff who are working for you, they might have their username as ABC at Jane Smith at ABC bookkeeping. Then the outgoing email to their clients, it would be coming from account at ABC bookkeeping services or something. So it's up to the principal account holder to set the email settings. But it would be the report will be prepared by Jane Smith, as I mentioned earlier, but outgoing email coming from the nominated email by the principal account holder that did the settings. Sarah is asking, when would the incoming email address be used? Incoming email. It's only incoming email address can be used when you do the lodgement. When the lodgement section, it would ask you want to send a lodgement receipt, or when the lodgement comes through, do you want to send you a verification, the lodgement receipt to you. That's when it's done. When screen doesn't show the display name option. What do you mean, Catherine? What did you mean by the screen doesn't show you the display name option? Okay, Jennifer, if you should be able to get access to this screen. It is this. If you click on email settings on your from settings from manage my account, you should be able to go into email settings. When I go to email settings, it is not an option to change the display name. Just make sure let me go back to that. If you go back to email settings, You want to change anything? Just click on Edit Email Setting on the top right corner. It should be there, unless you are not the principal account holder. Okay. There is only one email. Do we need to set up email settings? Yes, you do need to set up email settings. If you're principal account holder, you should have that option where you can edit your email settings on the top right corner, right under your email. If you don't have it, it means that, like I said, you might not be the principal account holder. Give me a call after the webinar, and we can find out and assist you with it specifically, whether it's in a main account holder. You are the main account holder. If not, then we need to look at something else, and if you are. So, but it should be there, unless if you can't, the only other option that you can't see, okay, if you are in edit options, okay, then that means, what it means, Jennifer, what it means, Catherine, is that your browser is hiding it. So change the browser, go to Google Chrome or Firefox, and you should be able to see that option. Internet Explorer tends to hide things from us. Yeah. If you're using some Chrome and it's not showing, something's wrong. So give us a call afterward. It's usually got to do with the browser or the cookies that you are on your screen. Okay, so basically that's the email settings. Notice also when you go into edit email settings, you would also have the options to copy and paste your email signature. So whatever that you have, I just copy mine from my current email address and just copy and put it into here, straight here. Once you click submit, it would basically show you what it looks like when you send out an email, your email signature. So that's basically it. Manage your password. I'll go to next. If you want to change your password, you can also change it directly from here as well. I won't change anything because I'm really bad at remembering my password. The other things that you can also change from here is manage my account, which basically manages your relationship with us. Once you click on that, once you click on manage my account, or you would be able to manage all your relationship with us, whether the subscriptions in the past and present. And if you want to do more, for those of you that have that use per lodgement, you can also see the transaction that you have made in the past as well. So it basically gives you a very detailed your relationship with us, with GovReports, and etc. So, and if you go into that, you can also go back to payment history. You can also get access to your receipts, etc. for each one of those, each of the transactions that you have made in the past with us as well. So without having, like I said, we give you a lot more flexibility and control of your account in going forward. So for now, that's basically the settings. For those of you, for tax agents, you have a lot more settings, including the ELS credential and so forth. ELS credential is going to be short-lived because as part of the government directions in changing from ELS to SBR, so it will be there possibly for another 12 months or so, and then everything will be basically the off-key settings, the ATO nomination. So we've gone through the account settings, the manage your account, and also I'll go through the ATO nomination off-key settings. Most of you, if you already have been using us in the past for lodgement, off-key setting is no longer required for ATO lodgement. You now, going forward, would need the ATO nomination. Now, ATO nomination has been in existence in GovReports for the last couple of months. However, we haven't basically pushed it out to you guys as yet, simply because there has been some discrepancy in inconsistency from the ATO. At this stage, there is no deadline until it has been quite stable now. I would say we have had a lot of people already have been using these options, but we will send out an email when we think, possibly in the next after the lodgement seasons, and then we send out an advising you to change. But I'll show you through the process very shortly. Now, there is another option here which it doesn't show because this is a testing account and it doesn't show up, but it is the security settings. I'll go through the ATO nomination and off-key settings very shortly. OSCE settings you don't need because it's basically whatever you have been using. It's pretty straightforward. Andrea, I'll go through the ATO nomination very shortly to show you how that looks, how to get that done as well. Okay, with the OSCE settings, like I said, you would be, once you click on OSCE settings, it will tell you that the OSCE that you have, details that you have with us at the moment, the validity of it. If there needs to be an update, this OSCE at the moment is only good for those who are using using GovReports for lodgement of OSR or ASIC. But ATO, like I said, it's in between the ATO nomination going forward. So if you haven't got the need to update the OSCE, or if you need to update the OSCE, then possibly switch over to the ATO nomination. But we will send, like I said, we will send out an email to everyone post the lodgement season, to assist everyone to move over across to the ATO nomination. For now, basically it's there. It's up to you to use or not to use. I'll go back to the settings. Like I said, you've got a lot more options here. ELS credential for tax agents, you can also do so. Now, I want to go through the authentication process, which is very quick for me here. We have introduced additional securities for GovReport users. It is optional. Look, I love the browsers that I use, the Google Chrome or Firefox or even Internet Explorer, even my computer. Each time that I go into any applications or any services online, and if there is a password or username and password required, the browser remember my passwords. Unfortunately, that poses the risk for me in terms of when people hack into my system, or I lose my computers or whatever. So we have introduced 2 additional security settings for you to use. It is optional if you want to implement them. At the moment, the first option that you would see is right here. Is basically what it is that each time that you log into GovReports, there will be an additional security request, and that basically asks you to enter the password, which we would send. If you choose this option, it would send an email to you, to your not nominated email, your username which you use to log into GovReports, and with the one-time password. So each time that you log in, it would send you the one-time password. Then you would use that. You need to go into your email, like it's a 4 digits or 6 digits number. You need to enter that number in order to get access to your financial or your personal or your account details. Mind you, because this is a financial software or a reporting software, it does have the privacy of your financial details in there, and your clients as well. So it's up to you to use. The other option is, or you can choose one or both, whichever is suitable for you. This second option is basic. It is the security questions. So whichever questions that you choose to use, and the answers, it would say that. So the next time that you need to come back in, it will ask you the security questions, and you need to answer correctly. Now, currently there are 2 options. We will add more security options along for you, and you can choose whichever one is suitable for you. At the moment, there is no compulsory. It is, like I said, it is an optional service. But I believe that going forward, when we release the client update integrated account balance, we possibly enforce some sort of security, additional security requirements for you to use. And you can choose either, whichever one that is suitable for you. So once you've done, if you do this, if you tick one of those or both of those, it will basically reset and then send you the email, the email with the one-time password for the first one, and the second one basically the questions for accessing reports. Now the problem is because demo to my username that I have for this account is not a real email, so I won't activate it, because I will not receive the one-time password and I will not be able to log in. So I won't do that, but for you, please do try that and see whichever one is suitable for you. For the second users, yes, they would have the one-time password as well. Once you set up because this is the way our system works is tenanted. So if you set up the first option, which is the one-time password, or the second one, it basically will also give your second users, the option as well, but they won't have the same answers as you, and the one-time password will be sent to their email address rather than to your email. Yeah, Jennifer, got that. That's what the second option. So for you, we noticed that a lot of you work on your client side and you don't have access to your emails. The second option would be more suitable, and like I said, we will release more security options for you to choose from. Rather than if the first one option is not good, then don't it's not suitable for you. Don't use it. The second option would be better. And like I said, we will be releasing more security options, and you choose whichever one is suitable for you. Okay, so that's basically the security settings that you can use. Now I'm going to go back to the ATO nominations. So we covered the OSCE, and we got the last options for ATO nominations. If you want to do, okay, I already have done the software. Okay, for ATO nominations, you need to go into ATO nomination from the settings, click on settings and choose the ATO nomination, and it will take you to this page. Now, because I've already done the ATO nomination on this demo account, normally you would have the options to generate here. If you click on generate, and it will give you the software ID. Not everyone will get the same number, everyone will get a different number. So you need to click generate to get the software ID, copy that, then you click onto, you either can call the ATO on 1300 number that we provided here, or go into the ATO Access Manager from the ATO portal. For me, previously we tried this, for me personally, I called the ATO on this number and trying to pretend that I needed help to nominate the software. It took me half an hour, more than half an hour, 45 minutes to be exact, to get through. So, if you have access to ATO portal, use the second option. If you click on here, it will take you to the step-by-step guide how to do the ATO nomination from Access Manager. So I got a question from Andrea. What does the software ID mean? No. Okay. The software ID is basically what the it's what the ATO identify us, or we identify you in using our in GovReports, and the ATO is to identify you using GovReports. It doesn't impact. So once you've got it set up, it's just basically it's more or less replace the OSCE with GovReports. So you can use it from your mobile phone, from your iPad, from your clients on site with your clients, without having to access the OSCE. I would say that in using this, it's more or less eliminate the use of OSCE unless you need the OSCE to access to the ATO portal for other services, like the client updates or the integrated account balance. But when we introduce the client updates and integrated account balance, you possibly won't need the OSCE anymore. At this stage, you do need the OSCE only for the ATO portal services. And to answer your questions directly, it will not impact your client's PC, etc. It's just like an application that you log in to GovReports, and you need security login. If you've got security login, you need that's it. It won't impact your services at all. It's just a cloud service. So once you've done the ATO access, once you log into Access Manager and do the ATO nominations, like I said, if you're not too sure how to do that, if you click on here, it will take you to our step-by-step guide showing you how to do that on the ATO portal or Access Manager. But otherwise, it's basically very quickly from Access Manager. Once you log into ATO portal, Access Manager, My Nominated Software Providers, click Next, Nominate a Provider, enter the software that you need to use, GovReports, put in GovReports, put in the software ID that we got from here earlier, copy that and paste that onto here. If you use another software for lodgement, you can add another here. There's no, it's not exclusive or anything like that. Click Next. Once you click Next, confirm, and nominations complete. Then you go back to GovReports, click Activate Nominations, and submit, and then that's it. It's done. The process is done. Okay, so that's basically all the settings. We now go back to the dashboard, and what we do now is, like I said, we'll do a test run, a trial test run for an activity statement lodgement or something like that, and where to get the forms. Like I said, if you want to find your client, click on it. Click on your client. Because in this account I have CLM, so it would show the work in progress. If you don't have that, it will not show anything. Overview, go to overview, or you can see your client's details. Now, if you want to edit the client's details, click on edit, and that will enable you to to change your client's address, name, or etc. And if you have a lot of the time we have noticed is that when you add the clients in, you add the ABN correctly, but then there's no notice of the branch number. So just make sure you also add the branch number as well. You need to change the branch number. This is where you change the branch number. And also, or if you need to add another branch for the client, so the clients might have a few branches, same ABN, but a few different branches. You can also add another branch for the clients as well using the same ABN. Okay, so that's where you add you can also add the logo for the clients as well. If you've got a few clients, it's okay, I can understand. But if you've got a lot of clients, it's easier to identify the clients by their logo. So it's up to you. And later on, when we enable the report printing with your client's logo, it's a lot more professional. It's up to you how you manage your clients and your account. For now, let me go through. Another option is for you to click on My Clients, select the clients that you want to work on. Either you click similar to the old versions, but except that it doesn't have the same icon. You can click on Action under Action. You can go straight to Forms, or you can click on View, and it takes you to that page where we have everything about your clients, the work in progress for your clients, the overview details of your clients, which basically their contact details, their ABN, their business details, their contact address. Anything that you have saved or draft for these clients will be under the Save and Draft options, and anything that you have lodged for this client is under the Lodge column as well. So, and who has access to this account? So if you've got additional users on your account, you can see who has access to this account and whether this person can lodge or not. And of course, the jobs and invoice, any jobs and invoice that you have created for these clients in the past, it will be listed here as well. You can also manage your users from here. And for those that that have outstanding reports, and if you're not too sure that the outstanding report has been showing up on your account from here, you can set it up from here as well. There is a blanket setup for outstanding reports, for which I will show you later. For now, let me go through how we prepare an activity statement or a tax return for this client. It's basically you simply click on Forms, which is in the middle top right corner, in the middle top middle here, Forms. It's in red, and we notice a lot of people have missed that in the past. So once you click on Forms, similar to GovReports, you will see the list of all the services or the forms that you have subscribed to. For now, let's make it very simple for us today. We just do an activity statement with no details. Once you click on to activity statement, exact same process as you would have done in the older versions. So I said my internet is shocking here. Being in an old building, Parramatta Westfield, So once you go into the forms, you select the period that you want to work on. If you put in a very wide range of date, then of course it would take a longer time to upload or to connect to the ATO and list all the activity statements. Now, for those of you, if you want to do that, that's fine. Now, if the ATO happens to be offline, or having some sort of issues that you cannot connect to or list the activity statements, you can click here and do the offline batch and then pre-fill from Save Reports when ATO is back online. So I won't go through that for now. Just like I said, it's probably our time is not going to be giving us that option. So once you do that, list the activity statements, and GovReports will connect to SBR to ATO, connect to ATO by SBR, and list out all the activity statements you have available during that period. Whether lodged or have not lodged, it will list out everything. Like I said, including the one that you have not lodged through GovReports also. For those that have been already lodged through to the ATO before, it will give you the options to do a revision. But now, like I said, we just pick one, we select one, and assuming that we do this February installment activity statement, I don't have a pre-fill file or the backup file from other software, so I'm going to do a manual one. And assuming that I'm happy with everything, the pre-fill link from ATO document ID, and if any PAYG installment amount, that would be updated there. Click next. Like I said, I won't fill in anything. I'm just assuming that I'm happy with everything there. Confirm the date that you want to sign, which is today's date, it's the 20th. Click next. Now, when you get to here, you do have a few options. Previous options save as draft. That means it might not be completed. It's in the draft form. Pre-lodge means just do the testing and testing with SBR, making sure that everything's working. Or you save, validate. If you have draft the reports and you're happy with everything and you want to send a copy to your clients, you want validated with the ATO, that's the save and validate option. Or you can save, validate, and send for signature if you've got digital signature. I do have an account on digital signature on this testing account. I will go through that, but preferably, normally I would prefer the save and validate option, simply because sometimes there are, you could be entering incorrect details with errors and so forth. System, might not, identify them separately. So I'd rather save and validate to make sure it's working. Guy, I've got your message. I sent reports and letter to a client before lodgement. Can I attach a document to the validated report? Through digital signature, you can. Through GovReports, not really. With GovReports, you can email it to your clients. The options, the free option, the part that is included in your activity statements or within GovReports is that you can email the drafted reports of the validated reports to your clients, but you cannot attach an additional document, other documents. With digital signature, you can, but I'll show you that through very shortly. Just give me one moment. So, assuming that I'm happy, I want to save and validate this report. Notice you've got a tick checkbox there. If you hit the lodgement, that would send you the lodgement receipt or etc. to your email. That's part of the incoming email. Now I've got that activity statement that once it's saved and validated, it would take you to the saved report. This is the report that I've just saved. The Q date is the 20th of the 1st. I've just set up just earlier. So I'll check the status. It's valid. I click on it. You can close. There's a little arrow to the left hand side. I can click that to open up my screen, or to want to get that list of activities, list of saved reports again. I can click so to open and widen my screen, or to reduce the size and open up more. Like I said, from here you can print it, download it, and then send a copy to your clients, or you can email it directly to your clients and or whoever that you want to have a copy. Or you can go in and edit it, or you can now send for signature. Notice there, for those that got CLM, you can create you can attach this to an existing job or to create a job. It's basically depending on your practice. So for now, we're going to click through and send for signature. So I'll quickly go through the digital signature for you. Okay. Once you click send for signature, that would take you to the digital GovReports digital authentication. It would have already the activity segments that has been uploaded already. You can upload the letter of engagement, client's letter of authority, whatever, up to you. You can click there, upload, and that would basically, you go into your document and you can upload whichever file that you need to upload. At the moment, we only accept PDF, so if you have that letter to your client, it has to be in the PDF format to be uploaded. I don't have any files to upload at the moment. I haven't got anything prepared, but that's where you upload the documents. Within digital signature, you can also, it would have your client's details already there as the signee. You can have a private message for this client, and you can also add someone else new if there is another person that you want to access to these reports and review it. It might be a tax agent. It might be a family member who wants to to get access to this to have a look at these reports as well. You can do so. If you click add, it will give you that option. So for example, I'm going to add it to myself. That's the name. Oh, okay. And instead of having me as an additional signee, I can be the signee. If there's two people need to sign, you can have that person as a signee, or you can change that person as a view only, for review only. So, if two people need to sign it, or you can add yourself if you decided if it's not an activity statement that you want to send out for signature, but it's just a general agreement that involves a few people, and including yourself, you can also upload the agreement and have yourself and other people signing, multiple people signing as well, and have a different private message for each and every one of them. There is a common message that you can send to all of them. This is a general message to everyone, but this is a private message, and if you don't want to have that private message, it's up to you. If you are one that happens to be one of the person that signed the document, Di has another question. Do you have a PDF doc explaining to clients how to set up and use e-signature? Yes, we do. The help guide will be part of GovReports, so there will be help guide. I think at the moment we have something there. That's the help guide that you can get access to. But this, and because there's still a few more features that we are adding in, so it will be updated. I think this is the temporary one that we had sometime last year. We will update the new one in possibly next Monday. So the new one will be updated with the new features. So click onto that. And find out. It's pretty straightforward. So, but if you're not too sure and still can't find information, just give us a call or send us an email, and we'll guide you through it. You can save this as a draft. If you're working through it and haven't got all the details, you can save this as a draft or discard it. If it's in process as it is here, you can't. Once you click send for signature, and it's in working progress, normally you would not have that option there. You would not have the send for signature again, because it's just not to confuse the system. It's basically to make a better workflow. If you are yourself one of the signees, of the agreement, you need to set up your signature and my signature from there. Or if you've got other, now because I added myself as the additional, an external person to get this document, my contacts will be also updated on my contacts. But I'll go through these features shortly. I won't go. Sorry, I'm just going to very briefly go through this. Otherwise, we'll run over time, and we are likely to run over time. So that's basically the settings. Now, the email. Once you do that, you do also have the settings, the additional settings that you have in digital signature. You can set a reminder and the expiry, because reports, unfortunately, it has the lodgement due date. So if you set an expiry date, it's going to expire in 10 days because, IAS is due in 10 days or 15 days or whatever. You can set an expiry date. After the has expired, your signee will not be able to access, and you need to resend it to your clients. But I'll also show your clients that, look, you send it to them, for signature, they didn't sign it. That's why if they face a fine, a penalty for late lodgement, you had a proof that you did do the work and you did send it to them. Unfortunately, they did not sign it on time. So a reminder, you can set a reminder, and how many days, until, if today it has been sent, when's the next one, the notification, the reminder will be sent out, and repeat how many times, etc. So you can do all that with digital signature. So it saves you the time to send your clients a reminder and tell them, oh, hey, look, you haven't sent it, you haven't signed it, please look into it. It can be sent every day so that until your client signs. Once you've got everything that you need, you've done all the settings, you then can click next. Mark the signature where you want the signature to your clients to sign, and that's for the first signature, I think, because I put myself as an additional signature holder. So that's basically for because I put two signees, myself and the client already in GovReports. So now I need to mark another one. Otherwise, I won't be able to sign. I won't be able to send for signature. Once you mark all the signature that you need, send for signature. Now, notice that because you did the email settings that we did, configuration that we did earlier, that will also apply for digital signature and every other application that you have with GovReports. So whichever that you set up earlier, that will now be part of the email label or for the outgoing emails. So once you've done that, send for signature. You can remove, I do have we do have if we need to go through the digital signature in details, I suggest that you attend the digital signature webinar that we have tomorrow or the subsequent sessions. Basically, once it's been signed, it's been sent for signature, it will have the status that has been sent for signature and waiting pending for signature. So, and that also will be updated on your on GovReports as well. The status will now change. Click F5 to change to update the status, and it's now the status is valid processing. That means it's waiting, it's validated, and it's processing and waiting for signature from the client. So if once the client sign it, like I said, because I have two clients on that, I won't be able to sign it. So your clients, when they receive it, it's a very simple process. They need to enter the one-time password, which will be sent to their email to ensure that the right person, the person that received that email, is getting the password to access that report. Once they enter that report, that password, they can get access to it immediately and signed very easily. The option for signing. The option for signing is similar to your client's options when they receive the digital signature. They can, for this, because I've got this existing signature already, but if I want to change that, I would have the options to upload, draw my signature, or type my signature. So if you upload, it's basically you sign your signature on a piece of paper, scan it, or take a snapshot of it and upload it. Or you use the mouse to draw it, or you type your name as a signature and then save it. If you, in this case, I just save it, type it for simplicity, and save it, and that's there, and I can use that to sign any documents that I am part of one of those that need to sign. So that's basically the digital signature. I now go back to GovReports. So that's the save reports and the send, prepare, access the reports and send for signature. I have another question. What are the SMTP server? So if you have a private email, for example, it's you have a website, you have a private email, so it might be my bookkeeping service is called ABC Bookkeeping Services, and I have Tiana at Bookkeeping Services. That's my private email address, and that usually would have, you know, depending on the server that you use, you know, the SMTP and the port settings for emails. It basically depends on your server. So you need to check with your developers, web developer, or your IT assistant or whatever, to give you that details. Outlook, yeah, it's like I said, Outlook is an application. So if you, like I said, if you have your own private emails, it can be set up in Outlook, and it's the same as your Outlook or your. Think of your mobile. If you have your email set up on your email, the requirement is exactly the same. So now I'll go to that's my clients. We sorted out. The other thing we haven't mentioned is the adding new clients. You can click Add New. Plus New is the add new clients one by one, or you can import the client list. If we give you the options to upload your client, download your client list from the ATO portal. There's a few options there. This is the tax agent's account, by the way, so there would be more options. But for BAS agents, you would have 3 options. For tax agents, you can get these lists from the ATO portal or HandyTax or whichever software you use. But for BAS agents, you would have the options from the ATO portal. We showed there is a help guide. If you're not too sure, there is a help. There is a guide that shows you at the bottom to show you how to extract information from the portal. So that I won't need help. That I don't have. Sorry, I'm not a BAS agent or a tax agent, so I don't have access to show you. But that's the help guide is there to show you how to extract the file if you need to import the clients from the ATO portal. So that's basically we cover my clients, my users. If you need to add a new user to the account, you can add new, or if you want to revise, simply if you add a new user, the things that we would need is the email address and the name, and make sure you allocate the role for that person, the user license, because without allocating the role for that, the user license to that staff member, they will not be able to get access to the account at all. At this stage, let me go back to my users, and once you click Add Users, you will take to this page where you have a list of your users. You then can go into Edit if you want to edit their profile, or just simply on the right-hand side, you got the Actions button. You can inactivate the account if the user is no longer, the staff member is no longer there, or set the password, whichever password that you want them to set. But now you have control of your users and your staff member. That means you can control their account and set the password and reset the password. And you do have access to everything that they do, and or whatever that they do is updated on your system. And if you have work client CLM, it will also update on the work in progress on your account as well. So like I said, you can reset or set the password for them. You can also to give them to control their role on your account access. You delegate administrator privilege. Is basically when you give them everything that they can do. Is similar to what you have on your account. That means the administrator privilege. But otherwise, if you want to customize that, you can do so, whether allocate the clients, the forms that they get access to, and add new clients, and whether they can lodge and prepare, which clients they have access to, and prepare reports or lodge. So it depends on your requirements. So that's basically my users, my lodgements. Similar to the old versions, you have access to all the facilities. Here, with the additional options that we have, if you have outstanding reports, which I mentioned earlier, this is where you do the blanket settings for outstanding reports for those that have access to these features. Okay, once you go in, you can update the list. If you already have settings, because occasionally, our system doesn't synchronize with the ATO automatically. But if you're sure that there are some, there might be some reports that has not shown up, click Update List. Or if this is the first time that you have access to outstanding reports, you need to click on the Action tab or options. Click on Client Configurations. And you can do the blanket settings for all your clients, particularly which clients you want to have outstanding reports, a reminder service to tell you when their reports are being due. I mean, the reasons we give this option is, you can customize rather than, automatically switch it on, because in the past we have had a lot of users who say that, they don't do activity statements for some of the clients, and they want that option where they can undo that. So this is basically allowing you to do the blanket settings or one by one on the client settings. So that's basically cover all the things that I want to to do. So if you've got any questions, do you have any questions? How do you archive a client from the list? Yep, you can click on My Clients. And then go to the specific clients that you want to archive. For example, you want to archive this client, then click on that client's name, and it will take you to the client page. Click on the actions, and you can have the options to archive. Yep, for those of you that want to, need to get access to digital signature basically from, not from the reports, you can click on Apps and digital authentications, and that would take you directly to your account or the dashboard of digital signature. Now, because I had it open earlier, so that's why it's locked. It's basically do not allow me to have 2 or 3 windows open on the same application. But that's where it takes you. If you click on the 9 dots, digital authentications, and that would take you to digital authentication or digital signature dashboard, so that you can upload the external documents and send for signature, or when it's not the GovReports generated document. How do I get the list where I can select outstanding reports for all my clients? Yep, if you need to get outstanding reports for all your clients, you can go to My Lodgements, Outstanding Reports, and you're going to get a list. Now, because in here I've got quite a few, I have up to 50 or something like that. You can have your it's being shown at 50, and it lists everything. So you scroll it down, or you can list 10 at a time, whatever. Or you need to update the list. Just click on Update, and on the top right corner, and it will update. Just remember, this is a testing account, so the information that we have here are not real. So we don't have an updated list for this testing account. So, but that's where you get access. Click on My Lodgements, Outstanding Reports, and then Update. Any other questions? I know we ran over time. You do have the options to import your client list, but otherwise you can add one by one. So if you click on My Clients, you can add new client one by one, or import the client. If you've got an extensive client list from ATO portal, you can also download the client list. This is, like I said, this is a tax agent's account, but BAS agents, you will have 3 options, and choose that. And if you're not too sure how to extract or export the client list from the ATO portal, then click here to basically get access to the help guide, how to import the list. Sorry, Alisa, if I import and already have the client already added manually, no, it doesn't double up. Our system does not allow you to double up. So even if you upload the client list and some of your clients already there, the existing clients will not be duplicated. Yep, I understand if your clients are already in GovReports, but you have some might not have been added to GovReports. GovReports will only add those clients that have not been added to has not in GovReports already. Steve, I see that you're an accounting student. Is there a demo account that you can get access? No, but we do have a few. We are in discussions with a few education service provider, and we provide testing. Like basically account training, student accounts. If your education service provider have an arrangement with us where we give you account to do your assignments and so forth. Yeah, you need to contact us afterwards, but we don't give out demo accounts for you to access. Only those education service providers that have an arrangement with us, and and we provide services to them. Yes, in Spike Education, you need to talk to Rob Boone, and organize with him when's the next training sessions, and then we will organize testing, not testing account, but training account for you. Andrea, you got questions up to now. I had to add to portal and then GovReports. Yes, that still be correct, Andrea. You still need client updates. You still need to add the clients into the portal, and then have that be able to lodge or to lodge a report for that client in GovReports. The client updates and integrate run account balance will be added to GovReports as soon as the ATO give us the green light. We have been waiting for that features, that service. We already have developed it within GovReports, but just ATO has not given us the green light for release, or they have not given us the integrations, the connections for production as yet. So when they do, we will advise you when that's available. We merge clients on the GovReports. I have one client, but it's listed 3 times. If you've got clients, if that's the case 3 times in GovReports, it should not be. We don't normally allow for duplication of clients, but if you have that, you can put into archive. As I mentioned earlier, you go to My Clients. If you have any lodgement, if it's got lodgement, it will not allow you to merge. But if you already have lodgement already, contact us and we merge the 3 together for you. It should not happen in the first place. Okay. Like I said, if you got lodgement in these clients, then send us an email and advise us the three clients, and then you want to merge into one, we can do so. If it's the same ABN, then we can merge all the three together. But like I said, I don't know how you got it set up in the first place, because our system normally doesn't allow for duplication of clients or users in our account in our system. But anyway, if you already have got it there, let us know, and then we'll assist you to fix it up. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, I noticed that we ran over time. For those of you that have more questions, you can either contact us, give us a call, or send us an email, and we will assist you to, we will answer your questions. Now you got questions about ASIC forms. At the moment, with ASIC, we've got, I think, 4, 5, 6 forms, and it's all related to financial reports. So more or less, if you're listed companies, you can use GovReports for lodgements. Unfortunately, other forms, the popular forms like the 484, the change of office holders, address, change of address, and account setup and things like that. That's not yet. ASIC is not yet having that through SBR, so we haven't got those. Unfortunately, you can do so with ASIC quite easily online. So even though the system is quite clunky, but unfortunately, and because of that, we haven't included them onto GovReports. When ASIC is enabling these forms online here means through SBR. We will have that within GovReports, but at this stage it's only ASIC forms. We only have financial statements and financial reports lodgements for ASIC, and that means it's for listed companies to lodge. Okay, it seems like we don't have any other questions. But if you do think of another questions, or please send us an email, or give us a contact us. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone.